So we always say we're ready for retirement. But are we really?
So for 30 days, we live like as if we're really retired na. Ang mindset, no work income. Just our projected retirement budget. And honestly we were surprised of what we learned.
So we wanted to see what it really feels like. Not just planning numbers on paper, but guess what? To live it.
And we wanted to know, can we actually stick to it, yung budget? Magiging komportable ba kami? And are we going to feel like talagang retired talaga tayo? Diba?
So this is how we approached it. Yung mindset namin nakaset sa no income. So yung work income namin, that doesn't exist kasi wala nang pumapasok eh. Ang pumapasok lang dyan, let's say Social Security, yan. Kasi kunyari retired. Yung pension mo, retirement, investment, yun
lang.
Tatlo lang. So, maliit lang compared to yung, kunyari, working income, di ba?
Tapos secondly, yung isa pang rule namin is no saying na it's okay. Kasi baka usually mentality na pag nag-over budget ka, may papasok na income next time.
Malakas ang loob mo.
Right, exactly. Diba? So the third is we set a goal. So at the end of the 30th day, titingnan natin kung nag-over or under kami sa budget. So sa tingin nyo ba, nakayanan namin? Did we reach our goal? Tingnan natin. So before we start, here's our planned budget. So we grouped it into 3 categories.
So the first category is the fixed expenses. So ito yung mga usually the same every month, katulad ng housing, utilities, insurance, phone, and internet. In our case naman, our house has already been paid off, so wala na kaming mortgage.
Yay!
Pero syempre, if you're still paying a mortgage or renting, that would normally fall under this category.
Then we have variable expenses naman. These are the ones that can change month to month, like groceries, gas, dining out, and entertainment. These are flexible expenses, so that's why we keep an eye on them.
And then we included something that's really important in retirement planning, yung tinatawag na sinking funds.
Sinking funds naman are money that we set aside every month for expenses that don't happen monthly, but we know that are coming. These are things like property tax, annual home insurance, car registration, planned travels, and mga special projects like mga home repairs. So instead of getting surprised by a big bill later, we just divide the yearly amount by 12 and set aside a little every month. So those are the 3 main categories.
Yes.
So actually, ang ginagawa natin, it's not just a spending budget, it's actually a planning budget.
So now that we've organized our budget into these 3 expenses that we just explained, we'll see if it actually works from a week-to-week basis. No?
Titingnan natin kung papasa ba tayo o hindi. Okay, so we're doing this monthly 4-week check-ins,
yes.
Diba? So we're gonna show you on the next few videos. So every week magche-check-in kami to see how we're doing.
Yun.
Kung okay ba tayo sa budget or hindi. So samahan nyo kami for the next 4 weeks.
Nako,
tingnan natin, okay?
Challenge.
So it's the end of week 1. So let's see ano nangyari sa budget.
Well, groceries were slightly over budget. We noticed this, but it was not really that alarming.
And yung dining out namin was surprisingly low, di ba?
Yes.
Siguro maybe we were just like more aware this week. Kasi kaka-start lang di ba? So at this point, we're like very confident na, Haven, kaya natin to, di ba? Naman, we're checking in at the end of week 2.
So compared to week 1, ang groceries namin went down. Pag dine out naman,
Tumaas. Siya.
Kasi kasama si Brian, pinipili nun yung mga mamahalin na resto, di ba? Oo.
Nag-usapan nga namin ni Haven na pag retire na talaga kami, would we stop doing this?
I don't think so.
No, right?
No.
Yeah, kasi parang kaligayahan na rin natin yun na, to bond with family.
So week 3 was our Costco week. So our groceries jumped to around $300.
Yikes,
kasi,
no, diba?
I know.
Kasi syempre, we stock up on mga bulk items.
Tsaka when you go to Costco, talaga namang hindi ka makakalabas doon na mura yung binibili mo. I mean, yung amount mo
Konti lang. Maramihan kasi yun
Pero when we were looking at the receipt, sabi namin, hindi naman, not so bad naman kasi we were actually stocking up Pero at the same time, yung dining out naman namin went down. It was like below the budget.
So, well compensated na yan from the week number
From the
2.
week before, yeah. Tsaka kasi tayong dalawa lang yung kumain di ba?
Yun. Isa pa yun. Malaking bagay yun. Pag nandun si Brian, wala na.
Over budget.
Over.
So here's the time na we were trying to figure out yung what adjustments to do para we can be within the budget.
Yeah, kasi more or less, you could tweak something na
Oo.
pwede mo i-anto, di ba?
Kasi sa monthly budget, if you do the tweaking
Yeah.
at the end, wala kang magagawa.
Wala.
So dapat medyo parang middle or yung mga towards
May
the end,
adjustment
yung
ka pa. Yeah,
malapit
may
na.
buffer.
Oo. So we also realized that retirement is not just always balanced yan every week. There are times na heavier, may times na lighter. And ang real question dyan is if we can really adjust without being restricted o yung feeling deprived. So today we're checking in for the 4th week. Yung grocery spending namin, it was like pretty normal.
So the big Costco trip last week was merely for dry goods and bulk items. But our Asian store run this week is for yung mga fresh produce and meats and, the things that we normally consume.
So even though yung week 3 grocery spending namin was a little bit higher, hindi naman siya overspending Kasi we didn't spend more than what we normally would for the month.
Yes.
It was just like we bought more earlier. So it was just like timing yun And also yung mga binili namin for this week, magka-carry over na yon for the following month.
Yeah. And in dining out, it was also less than the budget that we allotted for, di ba?
Oo. Hindi tayo masyadong gumasta. Hindi, gumasta pa rin,
Oo.
pero hindi masyado.
Oh, but that balanced things out in the long run.
So overall, it was like kind of steady, di ba? Hindi naman dramatic or it was just normal. Normal spending for us. So after this 4th week, we're gonna run down everything and we'll show you yung expenses namin for the whole month na.
So here's the tally, kumbaga total namin after 30 days.
For fixed expenses, it's pretty much what we expected. This didn't really change. Ang only difference was yung utilities, which came in a little lower than what we budgeted. Everything else was the same. And since our house is already paid off, wala na kaming mortgage. And honestly, iba talaga yung wala kang binabayarang bahay.
For our variable expenses naman, gas was higher this month kasi we had to fill up the van. We rarely use it though, so that tank will probably last maybe a few months. Our hybrid car naman normally uses much less gas.
Yung groceries naman and home supplies were just a little over budget. Not much, so it didn't really affect the overall budget.
So yung dining out and entertainment were actually under budget. There were times we ate at fast food places like Cava, so it wasn't really that expensive.
For miscellaneous naman, we went a bit over because of some Amazon purchases and Mochi's grooming. And then our sinking funds are the expenses naman we're setting aside money for that we expect to incur during the year.
So overall, our budget was $4,170 and our actual spending was $4,220, which means we were only about $50 over budget for the month.
So ano grade natin?
Mga A-.
A-, very good. So overall, we didn't cut out the things that matter. We just made small adjustments along the way. And that's the point of budgeting
Yeah.
It's being intentional pero hindi restrictive.
Yes. So looking back, could we actually stick to the budget long term? Ang sagot dyan is yes. But of course, with a little tinatawag na discipline. So it's not about depriving ourselves. It's about the choices that we make and the things that really matter.
And for us talaga, ang weekends, it's very, very important. So, andyan kasi yung bonding time namin with our son. So, kahit gumusta kami, spend a little bit more
That's okay.
on food, dine out, that's okay.
Yeah.
And actually, eating out is something that we truly enjoy. And also, traveling is a priority. So, talagang kasama yan sa budget.
Yes. So would we actually enjoy retirement like this?
Siyempre, kasi we're able to cover yung sa mga essentials natin, di ba?
Oh.
You can still enjoy dining out, tapos yung groceries naman manageable, and plus, we can save, for things that we love to do, katulad ng travel. Actually, it surprised us how much easier it felt once we committed mentally. Kasi yung numbers na yan, hindi na nagiging stressful once na hindi mo ilalagay sa utak mo na meron kang makukuhang money from yung income mo.
Yeah.
You just like focus on what you have right there and there.
Existing, yeah.
Oo. Kasi talagang kung isipin mo pa rin yung sweldo mo when you were working at i-compare mo to what you're actually getting from your social security or your pension or yung budget mo when you're retired, talaga mas stress ka.
Yeah.
So you really have to like adjust. So yun yung na-feel natin, di ba?
Oo, yun.
So ikaw, ano ba yung feeling mo? Did you feel like na-deprive ba tayo while we're doing it?
Hindi rin eh. Kasi, you know why? When we're working also, kumbaga parang, when we're working, parang ganun din ang budget rin natin.
Ganun din.
Hindi,
Kasi sinasabi nga natin, di ba, yung mga life upgrades na, kasi kunyari pag nakakuha kami ng raises or whatever, bonus, hindi kami nagbabago ng lifestyle.
Hindi.
So, so ang feeling namin, hindi siya maki-carry over once we retire.
Yeah, the actual retirement na
So,
talaga.
however we're living right now,
Ganun din.
I think that's
for
how
sure.
we're gonna live when
Sigurado
we
yan.
retire.
Sigurado
No?
oh.
Oh.
Wala.
So kayo naman, if you're close to retirement, nakagawan ba kayo ng budget? And if ever you did, ano yung retirement budget nyo?
Share mo. Share nyo.
How does it look like? Sa tingin nyo ba yung budget namin was like too low or is it too high? We'd love to hear your thoughts about yung mga budgets, yung mga budgeting.
Ang importante naman dun is the word deprive. Don't deprive yourself.
Pero kailangan pa rin, andun pa rin yung discipline
Yes.
and flexibility.
Yeah. Mhm. So we hope that this vlog gave you a glimpse of our retirement. Not just the numbers, but also the mindset.
Kasi retirement isn't about hitting perfect numbers eh. It's about planning, awareness, and enjoying life with what you have.
Yes.
So dito magtatapos ang ating vlog today and thank you very much for joining us on our 30-day experiment. And remember, retirement is a journey and not just a spreadsheet. Thank you for watching and we'll hope to see you in our next vlog.
Bye. Oh, wala na. Okay ka na.
Okay, game.
Okay.
Okay.
Kuha mo ang tubig. Kabutin tao ko masamid.
Ano, you're parched?
Parched.